Good morning and happy Friday, everyone. It is Friday morning, and full disclosure, I actually start vacation today. Yep, just gotta do a few things today, and I'm off to Cuca Lake for the week. I'm excited. I really wanted this. I really have been looking forward for this to happen. And see if I can adjust the camera a little bit. So let's get to my low, my high, my act of kindness. I guess my low is I kind of wish I saw my folks a little bit more because there was something I really wanted to do yesterday. Just because I kind of thought there was this one person, or I thought there was this person who may be there that I kind of wanted to, talk to, but this person wasn't there, so that's a little bum. But I still had a nice time at the event that I went to. So between that event, Hot Ones, and this new show I sort of started watching, which I'll get into a little bit later. It was a pretty good day overall, and of course I got to see my nephews yesterday. That was a lot of fun. Went for a nice long walk around my brother's neighborhood, which is nothing but hills. So definitely got a bit of workout in pulling my nephews in the wagon. It was nice, and I'm gonna have lots of opportunities to do that all next week because I'm gonna be on vacation. And my act of kindness was, I guess you could say my act of kindness was pulling my nephews in the wagon, I suppose. So, there you go. All in all, this was it was a very good day. So, good, alright, I already did the intro. Right, I was working on doing the intro before I did the little high act of kindness, just because I got forgetting the intro lately. Awkward. So let's get into yesterday's episode of Hot Ones. So the guy who was on the guest was Mark Robert, I think, and he formerly worked at NASA, and now he has a YouTube channel where, using the power of science, he's educating people on various stuff. In fact, he's working on a reality show that's like a prank show that uses scientific know-how to ensue the pranks. That sounds really fun. I'd probably watch that. I believe it's gonna be on Discovery Channel, so it should be out fairly soon. But let's get into the episode itself because literally all throughout this episode, like literally after every wing, he had like some sort of cure for like Vaseline on the lower lips, peanut butter, throat spray, ice cream. No kidding though. They talked about how he eats ice cream with a fork. I'm not kidding. This guy eats ice cream with a fork. Which, after explaining why he does that, I'm like, okay, there's merit to it. But I'm going to eat ice cream the normal way and eat it with a spoon. Okay? That's just how I roll, okay? Basically, his logic for using a fork was, obviously, if it's soft ice cream, obviously it's okay to use a spoon. But if it's like the hard ice cream, it's so thick and dense, and because the prongs on a fork have so much surface area, you're able to really break down the hard ice cream easier with a fork. At least that's how I think the logic went. I mean, I get it. I mean, surface area really is a factor in a lot of things. That's actually why mittens are more effective than gloves when it comes to warming your hands when it's cold outside. Thank you, Neil deGrasse Tyson, for that one. I learned that watching a Star Talk on featuring Neil deGrasse Tyson. Neil deGrasse Tyson is the man. Anyway, he was also in Hot Ones. A very good episode of Hot Ones it was too. Okay, so Other stuff they talked about was uh, actually, should I talk about the last dab win yet? No, I don't want to do that. He went into the episode thinking that Taco Bell mild sauce is gonna be like his breaking point. Like, here's the thing: I don't know anything about Taco Bell because I think Taco Bell sucks. But if Taco Bell mild sauce is apparently hot for some people, okay, I don't know. Let's see, what else did they talk about? They talked about the fact that he has pet squirrels. That was really cool. He has that he keeps like recordings of like squirrels or whatever. Okay. Seriously, you never see anyone with pet squirrels anymore. It's weird. Hmm. Let's see. I'm trying to piece together what else was there because there really was a lot of stuff to go over. Hmm. They talked about how a little bit about the possibility, and this is actually a really important subject to talk about because it really does involve the future of humanity as a whole. And that is because he did work in NASA, so he really would know a thing or two about this. It involved like the Mars rover and like the images on Mars and how it used to be. It was theorized that Mars probably once did have life because there was like water in there. Now we know that that's true. And if we can somehow find a way to, get our act together, we could eventually have people live on Mars, which would be really cool. I mean, listen, I'm not entirely convinced we'll be seeing that in my lifetime. I mean, I could be wrong, and this could already date this video. I mean, if I had the opportunity to live on Mars for the rest of my life, nah. I'd rather go blue than go red. And that's not just a Horseheads Blue Raider reference. Or a Trinity Pilot reference, if we're also being technical. I think it's more gold than blue, but yeah. But talking about living on Mars, that was really interesting. And okay, I have to talk about the last dab because Mark Rober figured out how you can always get a coin to flip on heads or tails each and every time. And it has to do with how you toss the coin in the air. Like, the way it works is if you flip a coin just like that, and it goes, it's going to land on like either heads or tails each and every time. But if you want to manipulate it to get to the result you want, and keep in mind you have to call it in the air, otherwise this doesn't work. You gotta like, as you're flicking the coin, you have to like sort of rotate your thumb a little bit or something. And instead of doing now it's going like sort of that motion. And you can theoretically get the same side you're asking for each and every time doing that. I think that's how it works. I mean, personally, I'm not going to be taking, well, actually, since I just revealed it to anyone watching this, I'm almost positive that somebody's going to take this information and try and see for themselves. I mean, again, Mark Robert explained it better than I just did. And I'm going to put his episode of Hot Ones in the description down below. So if anyone wants to see a further explanation of how that works, just watch the episode. It's already going to be right there. But all in all, I believe it's called, I forget the name of the show that's coming out, but it really does look like a lot of fun. And if I look up more about it later, I'll probably look it up more later, maybe talk about it another time. Because it really does look interesting. I mean, a prank show that involves science? I mean, this is like Punk'd meets Dexter's Laboratory. Yes, I watched Dexter's Laboratory. That show was awesome. Long live Gendy Tartakovsky. Anyway, actually, speaking of shows, I think it's about time I started talking about this one show I have sort of been watching. And keep in mind, I've only seen 3 episodes of this show, partly because it usually takes within the first couple episodes to see whether or not I get invested. But also, a bunch of lady friends that I know have been talking about this show, especially since it's beginning production on its 5th season. So I thought, okay, I'll give this a watch. Why not? The show is Virgin River on Netflix. And again, I've only seen 3 episodes, so I barely know anything outside of, okay, there's this girl named Melinda, but she goes by Mel. She starts a new job as a nurse practitioner in Virgin River. The doctor she's working with is an old guy who's really old school, like really, really old school. There's some nice people in the area. Jack seems like a really cool guy. For some reason, he kind of reminds me of Chip Gaines, I guess. He owns a restaurant, a bar, called Jack's Bar. Melinda gets to the Virgin River, and the place she's supposed to be staying at really isn't a very good place because it's like a broken down cabin that Jack and a few other people are trying to fix up for her. See, the point is, the doctor really is old, and they really need her to stay again, the doctor's old. She has to be around. Like, seriously, a small town of any kind needs a medical professional of some kind, even if it is just a nurse practitioner. Not saying, like, nurse... Well, I probably just came across as nurse practitioners, like, literally any medical professional is good. Any of them are good. Okay? Like, there's a reason why we've been given so many props to those who work on the front lines throughout this pandemic, because they really are that important. So if any of you work on the front lines out there, or if you have worked on the front lines, maybe you're retired somehow, like, thank you for all you do. Or if you're retired, thank you for all you have done. I mean, I really was only going to watch 1 episode, but when the first episode ends with literally an abandoned baby, like, oh, someone left the baby alone. Oh no. And then, like, the next 2 episodes are all involved, like, looking for the baby's mom, taking care of the baby's not eating. And one thing you gotta know about me, ladies and gentlemen, crying babies always get me, or get to me, in terms of, like, okay, I can handle this. Oh, let's have a crying baby. No! It's a crying baby. Oh, I wish I could help you, little one, but I can't reach through the screen to help you. You can't even hear what I'm saying. Oh, I'm so sad. Seriously, like, the first Pixar movie to ever to get me to cry was Inside Out, and literally because that movie opens with a crying baby. Fun fact for you. Spoiler, they actually do find the baby's mom. I'm not going to say who it is, though. And it looks like things are okay. Although it turns out it's very clear that they're slowly but surely trying to work their way into Jack and Mel getting together. But this is like 3 episodes in. It turns out that Jack actually has a wife. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, messing around potentially. I don't know. So, yeah, Virgin River. I kind of like this show. I do. I'll probably watch. I mean, I'm gonna be on vacation all next week. I could probably, binge. Seriously, these episodes are long. Like, they're about as long as a Gilmore Girls episode, or any of those shows that are like an hour long or whatever. Luckily, there's no commercial break, so that's a good thing, I suppose. But man, this is like a really long. These are long episodes. I mean, again, I only saw 3 episodes last night, and that was only because they were really that long. It was like almost 11 o'clock when I went to bed last night. I'm really exhausted, but if nothing else, I'm interested in seeing what happens next on Virgin River. And who knows, maybe if other fans out there want to fill me in on what's coming next. Sure. I get the feeling like maybe Virgin River is not necessarily my demographic, but it seems like they're hinting that Mel has a bit of a very troubled past. And I'd like to see that explored a little more. So we'll just see where everything goes from here. So we're going to start vacation today. It's going to be awesome. And I'll see you guys all at Cuckoo Lake tomorrow. Like, favorite, share, subscribe button, follow me on the social media platforms, Communication, YouTube. I am very humbled to make this video for all of you guys who watch and enjoy. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Friday. And remember, if you guys want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to lend and I'll always have your back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.